Yesterday hizo un concurso de norteñas. Cuéntales.
You know what? Actually, I've never had so many people ask me if I was white. He's like, you're not Mexican, are you? He's like, you're white. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, I knew it.
She is such a liar. She is Mexican. Both her parents are full-blood Mexican. But then again, we think she's adopted, so I don't really know. Alright, so tell them about the norteñas.
A dance. Okay. Contest. There we go. And it's...
A guy came up and was like, hey, will you do it with me?
Yeah, and then I was like, wait, what? I had no idea. He's like, are you going to compete? And I'm like, compete in what? Like my beauty pageant? You know that about me? Okay, side note. And then he was like, he's like, en el concurso de norteñas or whatever. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, no, I don't think I'm going to compete. And he's like, well, you should compete with me. And I'm like, I'm not good at dancing, even though I know how to dance. I just say I don't because, oh, okay. And then, because like some people think I'm good, some people think I don't, so I don't like to flatter myself. And then he's like, you probably hang out with people that know how to dance. You know how to dance, you're good at it. And I'm like, but I'm not really, I'm not too confident. And then he's like, let's go practice. I'm like, okay, so I was walking to the dance floor. He's like, no, but over there in the corner. And I'm like, no, why would we do that? He's like, it's not this type of music. So I'm like, we're not gonna do that. So I'm like, I'm gonna be sitting over there. Like, if you wanna practice when that type of music comes on, you can come find me. So then he was like, okay. So then the night passes and we're just dancing our little hearts out, pasito tun tun, all night long. And then I had just finished dancing with this guy, de pura vuelta, so my dress was drenched in sweat. Anyway, so then he comes and gets me, and then he's like, let's go practice. Not even let's go dance, let's go practice. So I'm like, okay. So we get on the dance floor, y arranca, and I like jumbled up the first step, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. And then he's like, oh no, that was me, I did the wrong step. I'm like, okay, that's fine, it was you, not me then. So we start again from the top, like, he lets go of me, and like makes a big old scene about it. So then we start again, and then he does like this, like, I don't even know what it was, like I can't, it was like this weird, like, something like that. Like, it would be like step, like, I don't know. And I have my phone, so anybody that knows us is like, we always have our phones with us. And I don't really like giving my phone to guys because then I'll forget, or they'll just like won't give it back. So I had my phone, and then he's like, hold my neck. And I'm like, I can't, I have my phone. So he like stopped and let me go. He's like, fine, give it to me. So I gave it to him. He shoved it in his pocket. And then he's like, okay, hold my neck now. So I'm like, holding his neck. I don't like holding people's necks. That's weird because I personally don't like when people touch me. Okay. So then I'm holding his neck like this. And then he's like, higher. I'm like, higher? And then he just like would tell me like move it up. And then he's like, don't squeeze so hard. Like, I'm gonna make him pass out or something. I'm like, well, then why am I holding your neck to begin with? And so we're dancing, and then he's like, a ver si no te mareas or whatever. Like, don't get dizzy. I'm like, I won't get dizzy, I don't get dizzy. Hope you could still hear me. And then, so we're dancing and spinning, and then he's like, and then like, I got his turns, but like not like perfect, but they're really good. Like, insert video clip here. And then he got dizzy, so he'd like stop and let me go, and he'd grab his head like this, like his nose, and like, you know when someone looks irritated, they're like this, and I'm like, I was just laughing the whole time, because I'm like, you know what, I'm like, we're not gonna win, like, let's just dance to have fun. No, it's not how he thought of it. So we're dancing, and then when we stop spinning, and we stop, and he's like this, all irritated or dizzy, I don't even know. His friend, he tells his friend, and his friend is dancing with some girl, and they're just looking at me, and his friend tells him something, and then he's like, my friend says the only way we'll be able to win, and the only way for you to get this right, is if you put your forehead by my mouth. So we're like lined up instead of like this, like cheek to cheek, like literally lined up like this, like his mouth right here. And I'm like, what? Because I didn't want to do that because I had like makeup on. I'm like, that's gross, I'm sweating, like I sweat, like no one's putting your mouth there. So then we did it, and it was so weird. I was just looking at his neck. And then he was just like yelling at me the whole time and saying how, like, for the competition, I need to smile the whole time. And if I learn how to do the spins more slow, the turns slower, we'll be able to win. Now, in the back of my mind, I was like, we're not gonna win. I told him, I'm like, we're not gonna win. Like, we're not gonna win. So then we practiced, and then before we know it, they announced, like, okay, anybody who's gonna compete, come start dancing. So I go up, so we're standing there, I'm like, I don't wanna do this. I'm like, find a different girl. He's like, no. He's like, no one's tall enough. He's like, and you're good. I'm like, well, dang, because you're not making me feel like I'm good at this. Okay, we have to stop the story. Anyways, they're gone, so we can finish. Anyways, the point was I had never been yelled at like this before. Like, never in my life. I dance because, like, I want to, because it's fun. But he was literally yelling at me the whole time. Like, never been in an abusive relationship, but I could only imagine, like, having someone tell you, like, oh, do this, or don't do that, or lighten up, or hold me like this, and smile the whole time, and he was just like, so, and he literally, like, would not smile at me the whole time. I'm like, you don't even know my name.
Real quick, she was like, I wanted to quit.
Oh, I did want to quit. And you know, you just, well, then someone's gonna say, well, why did you dance with him? It's not that easy, okay? God, like, I have more sympathy for people now. I couldn't just leave. And then he was like,
she's a team player.
I am. And I'm like, he really wanted to do this. Even though he's being mean, I was like, oh, last minute, I didn't even get to tell you. So he's like, no one's tall enough, you're good at it. And I'm like, well, I have a sister. I have a tall sister. I'm like, we can go get her. And he's like, no, it's too late. And then he, like, dragged me on the dance floor. I'm like, okay.
Give him option.
And I'm like, pues ya que. And he literally was like yelling at me the whole time. And then by the end of it, he came up to me. He's like, you did good. And then he said something like, let me see your phone. I'm like, what? Like, and then add me on something is what I assumed. So I'm like, what? And I was holding my phone, and he, like, grabbed it. And then I, like, unlocked it for him. And then he, like, typed in his Snapchat. He's like, here you go. And then he messaged me, you are awesome. No. You have to be nice to people. Moral of the story is just be nice. If you're gonna win something, you actually have to, like, the couple who won, we were cheering for them, is because they, like, you could, like, see that they liked each other and they were having fun, and it's not about winning, you know? So yeah, I've never been yelled at like that. Not gonna ruin my dancing experience.
Anyways, Norteñas gone bad.
Yeah.
And me and Ashley were the only ones cheering. We were holding it down.
He didn't have any friends. I'm like, makes sense because you're so mean. So yeah, be nice, have fun. If you're actually having fun, it looks like you're having fun, and people will notice that.
Not when you're forced to smile.
Not when you're forced to smile. I'm like, it's like literally, and he pushed me too. I was like, oh my god. Like, to go in the lineup with all the couples, he like grabbed me, like, me empujó así. I'm like, oh, awful experience. Awful. Daisy thinks it's funny. It was so awful. And that guy's just staring at us. Okay. Story time over.